Hello! A while ago I posted a Q&A video asking what questions you would like to be answered, and you left your comments there, and this video is the Q&A where I will answer your questions from that video. I saw a lot of your questions that could possibly be answered quickly, so I decided to do something fun and do a lightning round where I answer as many questions as I can in 2 minutes. Then after that, I'm going to answer some questions that require a little longer of an answer. So I'm going to set my timer for 2 minutes and answer as many as I can until the alarm goes off. So here we go. What's your favorite animal? Dog. What's your favorite colors? I like a bunch of colors, it just depends on how they're used. How long does it usually take you to make a regular copy paper-size hardcover book, Coptic bound? I at least give myself a weekend to work on it. Are you Pam from The Office? No, but I did dress up as her for Halloween. What is your actual name? Jennifer Bates. How old are you? 30. Do you have a boyfriend? Yes. Hi, what is the font you used for the thumbnail Q&A of the last video? Love the ampersand. I like it too. The font name is just GIST. What's your printer model? Canon Pro 9000. Yeah, Pro 9000. Can you show us how to make and bind your own agenda? It might be coming up in the future. Stay tuned. Do you actually like lemons? I like lemonade, lemon-flavored bread, but that's as far as it goes. How come all your crafts look perfect, but when I try any of them, it looks like a pile of dirt? You're being too critical on yourself. What kind of music do you like? I like all kinds, and I'm very random. You can find a playlist in the description below if you want to check it out. What is your guilty pleasure movie? Any teen movies from the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, I'm kind of a sucker for. How long, on average, does it take you to make a video from start to finish? I like to give myself a week, but I can do it in like 2 days. And it all depends on the content. Why do you say 3/4 instead of 3/4? Tomato, tomato. Pandas or unicorns? Hey, unicorns? Since 2014 is about to end, what project that you did this year was the most memorable? The Verizon video. How do you make your videos in 1 week? Tea, coffee, and time management skills. What's your accent? American. If you had a pet dragon, what would you name it? Puff? What editing software do you have to edit your YouTube videos? Adobe Premiere Pro. Okay, now I'm going to move on to some of the other questions that have a longer answer. There were a lot of questions that pretty much asked the same thing, which was, why is your name Sea Lemon and how did you get into bookbinding? So I will answer both of those in one answer. So when I was in design school, that's where I learned bookbinding, and I majored in graphic design, and we had to make our own portfolios and our own process books. So that was kind of my introduction to bookbinding. And I graduated with a degree in graphic design. Then 2 years after I graduated, I really missed bookbinding, and by then I still had a lot of my leftover design papers, like materials and tools that I didn't use, but I just didn't want to throw them away, and I kind of have a problem with hoarding cool paper materials. So I didn't want to throw those away, so I decided to make a hobby outside of my full-time job and just bookbind on the side, and I would also like make artwork from all that material. Then I really got into Etsy, and that's where I made my shop, and I needed a shop name. So I kind of went through a whole list of different names. I put together, well, I had a sea of stuff, and then the stuff was rejects that I didn't want to throw away, and they were kind of like lemons. So I put together Sea Lemon, and I liked that word, and I thought it was kind of cool and quirky, and my stuff is kind of unusual and quirky, so I stuck with that name. There is actually a sea lemon. It's an ocean creature, and it's a lemon textured slug. Nothing to do with why I chose the name, but there is an actual sea lemon. Another question that was asked was by Phoenix the Cookie Monster. Do you have any must-have materials for people just officially starting paper craft and or bookbinding? I have a playlist that's full of basic bookbinding supplies, substitutes, and tips, and you can check that out right here. It just goes over a bunch of basic things involving like paper or anything books, so that's a good place to start. Also, that's one of the reasons why I really wanted to do that bookbinding kit that I just launched, and that has a bunch of the basic materials that will get you started. And you can find a link to that in the description below, or you can check out the video I made covering the whole kit right here. XPanzaJellyX asks, how do you think of making certain projects? I get inspired by pretty much like anything or everything, and if something pops in my head or something catches my eye, I will take note of it, and I do a lot of stuff on Evernote. And I've done that for like years. So I have like a list of potential ideas that I can go back to that I've kept for a long time, and there's still stuff in there that I haven't touched upon, but I'll go back to that list if I'm feeling like I can't think of anything. And then I also keep a list of your suggestions that you put in the comments, so those really help as well. Also in that process, I like to kind of make sure that I'm always putting my own touch on it or my own spin on the project, and then I apply that to my process and make a video. I hope you enjoyed this, and hopefully some of the major questions you had got answered, and if they didn't, we can always do more Q&As in the future. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe to my channel, and if you want to see more videos, go to one of these right here. I also love seeing all the pictures you guys share with me, so feel free to add #CLemon to anything you want to share, and I'll see you guys next time.